Form versus transformation. Now, many of us would rather go for form than transformation, because form is very easy to create. It's easy to create a facade that people will look at and applaud. It is very easy to get a tin of paint and paint an old dilapidated building, but that does not improve, change, or affect its structural integrity. If the structure is rotten, it is just a matter of time before it gives in, no matter how much aesthetics you may put to it. If the foundation is bad, it will never stand. It is just a matter of time. This is what Paul is addressing in 2 Timothy chapter number 3 verse 5. He says, having the form of godliness, yet denying its power. Now, you may be mistaken when you read the verses up there, verse 1 to 4, to think that he is talking about people that are outside church, unbelievers, people outside the circles of Christianity. But no, he says they have the form of godliness, meaning that they look godly when you look at them. By appearance, by speech, they sound godly. You might think that they are the part, yet they have denied its power. The power there is not the power to perform signs and wonders. It is the power of transformation, the transforming power of the Holy Spirit, the power that comes upon a man, a sinner, a rejected sinner, and turns him into a man after God's own heart, that changes a sinner into becoming a preacher, like we hear of Paul, a killer who became a preacher. That is the power that Paul is talking about there. Now, we resist this power because the process of transformation is very difficult. It is not an easy journey to be transformed and be changed into the image of the Son of God. And this is what Jesus also addresses in Matthew chapter number 15 verse 8, when he quotes Isaiah 29 verse 13. These people, they praise and worship me with their lips, and yet their hearts are far from me, meaning that they do not have the power of godliness, yet they have the form. They look the part. When you look at them, you are convinced and you believe that these are people that are close to God. They walk with God and everything, and yet they do not have the form of godliness, the transforming power of God. They have resisted it. Transformation can be resisted. If you come to Christ and you are not transforming, you are resisting. You need to give in to the work of the Holy Spirit and do not go for form. Form, yes, you may look the part, but the outward appearance just has a matter of time, because no matter how good something is outside, it will grow old. And when it grows old, it gives in and it begins to show what it is really inside. So do not go for form. Form you might survive for some time, but at some point you will give in and the true you will show up, and it will not take you anywhere. So do not have just the form of godliness. Yes, it is good to have the form, but the form must be born from the transformation, the power of godliness from within. The power of godliness cannot be born from the form, but the form can be born from the power of godliness. Yet you can create a form without the power of godliness. You can look like, but you are not. So go for transformation. No matter what happens, go for transformation. It may be a perilous journey. It may not be easy. It may be painful because it requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires you to go an extra mile to deny yourself the good pleasures of this world and things that may be pleasing to your mind and to your heart. You may have to give up all that, and yet it is rewarding, because with time you begin to realize and understand that what you look like, actually it is coming from inside. Besides, it does not give any pressure. You see, when you just have the form, the facade, you live under pressure to maintain that. You don't want anyone to see beyond that veil. So you do everything, living every day under pressure, trying to maintain and sustain the veil. It is not worth it. Go for transformation, and there will be no pressure, because who you live in public is who you live in private. You will not live under pressure, being scared of who is going to see your life in private, because you know there is nothing to hide. What you see here is what you see behind closed doors. The Lord richly bless you. Go for transformation and not for form. Form will come when you are transformed. Shalom.